Feedback Learnex. English forever.
Have you ever sat and wondered how a human could create or design something like the Sumaya Museum, or the Center for Contemporary Art, or something like the Grand Ole Opry House? Well, stay tuned as we take a look at the life and work of the architectural wonder Zaha Hadid. Zaha Hadid was an Iraqi deconstructivist architect. Although she spent most of her life in the UK, she will go down in history as the first woman to receive the Pritzker Architecture Prize in 2004. She also received the Mies van Prize de Roo in the Sterling Prize in 2010 and 2011. In 2012, she was named by the Queen of England as Commander of the Order of the British Empire. And in 2015, she became the first woman to receive the Medal of Reba Gold, the British Architectures Association Award. Throughout the world, you can see her work, including in Mexico. However, here, her works have not yet been completed. One of the last projects designed by the Office of Zaha Hadid Architects was the development of a mixed-use building called Torre Bora in Santa Fe, which is in charge of the investment fund Nemesis Capital of engineer Gustavo Tome. This development will have approximately 200 apartments, commerce, and parking. Among the amenities will be the pool, owner's lounge, events room, gym, roof garden, kids club, and a playroom, among other things. In terms of residential design, Zaha Hadid Architects announced its participation in design a year ago in the project developed in Monterrey called Esfera City Center, located in Huajuco Canyon, where there would be a total of 981 apartments of different characteristics, with a total of 137,000 commercial meters, and whose originality lies in that instead of the traditional 12 apartment towers, a series of long blocks with low height that would surround a park was proposed public, with the intention of reducing the incidence of solar rays capturing the prevailing winds. In 2008, the prestigious architect gave an interview to El País Semanal in which she described herself as a very demanding person, educated in a college of nuns. She also stated that the people who worked with her are only those who believe in what it took her years to defend, that things can be done differently, that architecture can change people's lives, and that it's worth trying. The Alay complex in the Riviera Maya is another of the architecture firm's project in Mexico. The development will have 7 towers connected by an elevated platform that will allow the local fauna to cross the space without problem. In order to preserve the natural environment, forest and wetland reserves will be created for the protection of species. It will have a business center, multi-purpose area, cinema, lounge, high-speed elevators, juice bar, and even a gym. On her way to prestige, the Anglo-Iraqi architect won several competitions such as the construction of the Cardiff Opera in Wales, which she would not carry out, since the project was assigned to the architect Norman Foster. According to the newspaper El País, Hadid verified that her march would have several walls that would hinder her goals. I have triumphed, it is true, but it was not easy, nor was it a path of roses. At first, I worked tirelessly, day and night, she said for Correo del Arquitecto magazine in 2002. An important year for her career was 2003, previous year to winning the Pritzker. That year, she opened the Rosenthal Art Center in Cincinnati, Ohio, located in the United States, which was also her first work there. In 2009, with her seat reserved for posterity, she built the Maxi, Italian National Museum of the Arts of the 21st Century, in Rome, which has its idea, the concept of an urban campus that is mixed with a traditional building surpassed by the interior spaces to include the entire city. In 2012, London hosted the Olympic Games, and Zaha Hadid was in charge of raising the Olympic Aquatic Center, whose coast reflected the fluid geometries of the water in motion on which it was inspired. The following year, Azerbaijan would have the talent of Zaha with the Haidar Aliyev Cultural Center, an enclosure with a conference center, museum, exhibition halls, and offices. Her work was not limited only to architectural design, because she was also the creator of her clothing as well as work for prestigious brands in shoes, boats, and jewelry. Her potential made her work with firms such as Adidas, Louis Vuitton, jewelry collections for George Jensen and Caspita, design of perfume bottles for Donna Karan, and work with Pharrell Williams for the redesign of the shell toe, Adidas sports model. Hadid's neo-futuristic buildings were characterized by curved shapes with multiple points of perspective and fragmented geometry that sought to evoke the chaos of modern life. March 31st, 2016, Zaha Hadid died at the age of 65 from a heart attack. Passion took her beyond her own limits and left a mark on modern architecture. That's why she is featured in this week's edition of Feedback Learnex, because passion moves the world. And in Learnex, we bring you each week a new topic to help you with your learning and practice. So join us in our special activities at your branch, where we'll continue discussing Passion Moves the World. See you next week.
Feedback Learnex, English Forever. Estamos en sintonía. Feedback Learnex, English Forever. English Forever. Feedback Learnex.